So, hello, welcome. The talk today is called Is Awakening Your Destiny? Is Awakening Your Destiny? So, the first question is who is it that awakens? That is always the most important question. Who is it that awakens? So the mind says there is a me that exists inside this body, and me as this person, as this idea, is going to awaken. But who is going to awaken? Everything that you know about yourself in time and space is an idea. Say if you're a doctor, a farmer, if you're good, bad, right, wrong, if you've sinned, if you've lived a peaceful life, all of this is imagination. I know that might seem a bit extreme, that's imagination, but what else is it? If you bump your head, then you could potentially forget all the things you've been. So they're not a solid, fixed thing that are here. There's something that you're remembering, an idea that is appearing. And those ideas are not experiencing. They're being experienced. So they're not something that is like held together here as a separate entity that is experiencing. The ideas come and go. So if you've got amnesia, they would leave, but yet you'd still be you. So what is it that is you? And when you begin to realize that what it is, what you are, is something that's always permanent and never comes and goes, then the idea that there is a you there that will awaken will disappear. Because if you are something that's here, that never comes and goes, that always is, then it's not a thing. You could say it's all things, but not one thing. So therefore, there isn't something that could awaken. There isn't a thing that could awaken. What can happen is there can be a popping of the dream of you, and then a resting back into what you've always been. So there can be a dropping of those ideas that you have found in time and space, that you're a separate entity that comes and goes. So that disappears. And what's left is what you are, this pure beingness and alive presence. And we call this awakening, but it's not your awakening. Because you don't exist, you are an idea. But there's an awakening from a deep sleep of you, from a daydream of you, back to the real you. And this is total freedom. You could say this is life making love to itself, losing itself and then finding itself again. And it's lost itself in a daydream of itself, which is so sweet. So if we did follow the idea that it is your destiny to wake up, but we know that the you doesn't exist, so it's not your destiny as a person, but it's the destiny of all to remember themselves. So if we did say that, is that true, or is that more in line with reality? Yes and no. In one way, everything is about going home. So we could say in one way it is your destiny to go home. Because there's nowhere else to go. Where are you going to go? You can't step out of yourself. So there is this dream of yourself, and then that dream of itself disappears more and more and more and more. It gets more disillusioned with the world, more disillusioned with itself, till it finally pops. And then there is being at home. And that's the only route that's going to be taken. And it seems like it's time, and it seems like there's some people that get to it faster than other people, but that's all illusion. There isn't really time to remembering yourself. Remembering yourself is instantaneous. It's right here. There's this absolute freedom that's being spoken about. So in one way we can say it's destiny, but in another way it's not destiny, because destiny implies time. Destiny implies that you're moving through time and that there's somebody that has destiny. You are a dream, so it's only in that dream world that it's destiny. It's not an actuality. There is only one actuality that is ever happening, and that is beingness and presence. This alive presence and beingness. And this really is a love story. It might not feel like it, but you, as that beingness and that consciousness, are exploring itself. You have separated in order to find yourself again. So life has separated itself into two things in order to explore itself and discover itself. And this is a love affair. That's such a love affair. Everything is you as that. Not you as a character that's travelling through time, but you as that. It doesn't feel like a love affair, maybe, when you're lost in the daydream of you, because the daydream is dependent on what you're daydreaming. So if you're daydreaming a hellish reality, then there's an experience of a hellish reality. If you're daydreaming a peaceful one, then there's a peaceful reality. A happy one, then there's a happy one. But again, it's not you daydreaming it as a separate entity. You as consciousness. And consciousness is spontaneously creating. It's not creating with a plan, with an idea. Spontaneously creating. And when there is a moving back to what you are as this, then it's really seen that what you are and how you're creating is this spontaneous energy, this eruption that's happening right now. Right now. And it's so free and alive, bathing in love. Yeah. Yes, I don't know if I have much more to say on that. Yeah, for those on YouTube, if you want to join these private talks, then you can do by subscribing to the Telegram channel or the Telegram group. And you can find that on my website. It'll most probably be linked in the box below as well. Yes. So for YouTube, we leave now, but for those in Zoom, you're free to raise your hand and ask any question you like. Bye on YouTube.